Patrick Bet-David just gave the worst possible response to getting exposed. The response was really, really, really bad and is backfiring against him. It cost him all the credibility he has built up in the last couple of years. His fans is turning on him. Now, this all started when CoffeeZilla dropped a video a couple of days ago where he exposed that Patrick Bet-David got in bed with this scammer and fed his audience to this scammer. Now, this scammer is not just a convicted scammer, but he is a self-admitted scammer. He has confessed and admitted to everything he has done. This dude was already scamming at a really large scale, doing millions of dollars in scams, tens and hundreds of millions of dollars. So nobody is accusing PBD of making this dude rich. He was already rich, which is how he was able to get into the good graces of PBD. However, people is accusing PBD of giving this dude credibility with his audience and essentially feeding his audience to a shark who scammed him.
So I've been waiting for Patrick Bet-David to reply to this Goliath story where he reportedly got a huge payment from a Ponzi schemer, and I want to know if they're going to pay it back. It's just as simple as that. I want to know if they're going to apologize for their role in legitimizing a total scammer, which hasn't been done yet as far as I'm aware. I reached out to the PBD organization, Patrick Bet-David personally. It's been about a week. I haven't heard back, so I have to talk about it. Now, if you don't know the full lore, let me bring you up to speed really quick. Goliath Ventures was a Ponzi scheme that took in over $320 million of regular people, retirees, business owners' money under the promise of making them multiple percents per month. We made a CoffeeZilla video about it recently. Christopher Delgado recently talked to the press here without his lawyer present, and we reported this back in October to federal authorities, and about 6 months later, Christopher Delgado was officially arrested.
The Justice Department says the 34-year-old scammed investors out of $328 million through his company, Goliath Ventures.
Meaning we're no longer speculating here. He has been formally charged. He's even admitted a lot of this in interviews.
What happened to their money that should have been sitting in an account?
Their money was being used to make distributions.
To who?
To either them or other investors.
And what else did you use the money for?
I mean, we used it for corporate events. We used it for personal spend.
So this goes way beyond the oh, it's just allegations, bro. Like, Christopher Delgado has confessed to a lot of this behavior. And where Patrick Bet-David comes into all of this is because he was a huge form of social proof for Christopher Delgado to seem legit.
First off, I'm in the wrong business. I'm in the wrong bit. They gave $300 million to a 34-year-old, bruh. I'm 28. And I can't think of anybody trusting me with $300 million of their money. I'm in the wrong business, man. Now, my problem isn't even with PBD taking the money from this dude, and we'll get to exactly how much he took. It will shock you. Right? I'm not going to sit on my high horse and criticize somebody from taking a sponsorship from somebody they thought was legit and then found out they was not legit. My problem with PBD is there was a very clear and obvious solution on the table. Very clear. There was a very clear pathway to a very obvious ramification of everything, and PBD snubbed his nose at it. To me, that was the problem with this. Because if, PBD says he called around and we'll get there, but he did his research, nobody came back with anything negative to say about this guy because at the time, the scam had not been revealed yet. Right, he was still fooling everybody. So if you did your homework, if you called people who did business with him, they'll say, well, I got my money, I got paid, he's legit. Right, so there's very few things he probably could have done outside of looking at the business model and saying, this don't sound right, bro. I'm in finance, you are offering unrealistic returns on people's money. This seems scammy, I'm not gonna get involved. Without fully doing his full due diligence, PBD began to plaster this dude all across his social media. He lent this dude, the brand credibility that he has built for himself over the last decade. He gave it to this dude. And once PBD, who we all consider a very serious dude, who's about his business. So if PBD stands next to you and you are already on the edge, well, that right there will put you over. That right there will convince you. If you was already considering this, that will convince you, okay, dude's legit, PBD ain't no scammer, let's go. And PBD offered this dude a world of promotion. Now, do I feel like the money this dude paid was worth the promotion? Absolutely not. But PBD plastered this dude all across his podcast episodes, all across the events, right? Took this dude to baseball games, took him to like business meetings and parties. Yo, PBD essentially sold a friendship and a sponsorship to this guy.
His entire organization kind of made this guy mainstream.
Goliath Ventures, founded in 2019. Goliath Ventures is a global private equity firm focused on blockchain, founded by Chris Delgado. It's built on 3 pillars: technology, opportunity, and community.
And this is why I reached out to Patrick Bet-David and his team, only to get no response. I'm expecting some accountability here. Our story starts in 2025 when this guy, Christopher Delgado, is on stage at the Patrick Bet-David Vault Conference. He was the title sponsor for them, and he used it as an opportunity to kind of pitch himself.
I could make passive income for myself, raise my family, and basically enjoy life.
Now, even when you go to Patrick Bet-David's own summary, you can see Goliath in this video, in their own highlight reel, where they are the title sponsor, Goliath Ventures. They're apparently on the lanyard. Right here, you can see Goliath Ventures, Inc. signed on as the title sponsor to the Vault 2025 conference. And they even made like a pitch video of why you should be a brand sponsor of the Vault conference. More than true to his word, he pushed Goliath like a lot.
Vault Conference this year is brought to you by Goliath Ventures. The title sponsor of this entire event is Goliath Ventures. Founder Chris Delgado. We've spent a lot of time with these guys. They've come to Yankees games with us. They've been coming to Vault conferences for the last God knows how many years. Goliath Ventures, founded in 2019. Goliath Ventures is a global private equity firm focused on blockchain, founded by Chris. You can go search them, Goliath Ventures. Inc.com to learn more about them. They'll be at the Vault conference all over the place.
Yeah, he said those guys would be all over the place, and he was right. Now, before, we didn't really know exactly how much this cost. We knew it must be significant, but this was used as a huge, like, social proof that Christopher Delgado was someone to be trusted. After all, presumably not just anyone can be a title sponsor of this prestigious entrepreneurship event, right? This was brought up by this guy who interviewed Christopher Delgado, like basically, hey, you're friends with, Patrick Bet-David.
On social media, I follow him very closely. Private jet. You see the celebrities. You see Patrick Bet-David standing next to you at the Yankee Stadium. But you come from a trailer park.
Oh, who is that? You see Patrick Bet-David. He's being used clearly as a, hey, Christopher Delgado is rubbing shoulders with the right guys, okay? So imagine my surprise. All of this unwinds, Christopher Delgado gets arrested, $328 million Ponzi scheme. It was all a lie. The Vault 2025 #1 title sponsor was a big fraud that was trying to steal people's money. And then I see this on a Channel 9 Investigates segment. This is Darlene Jones. Guess who we see come up as one of the big payments that Goliath Ventures made?
$1 million to this long list of organizations across Central Florida. Some of the largest donations went to Equity Estates, Bet-David Consulting.
Look at that! 1 million smackies to go be the title sponsor at the Vault conference. Or at least that's what it looks like.
I'm in the wrong business, son. $1 million for me to hang out with you at some softball games and make you the sponsor of a conference and a sponsor on my podcast, $1 million? Oh, nah, I'm in the wrong business, homie. Damn. Right, now, clearly, and obviously, that $1 million will be something that most podcasters would take, right? Most. And I'll be real, most probably wouldn't do the due diligence that PBD did. Man, listen, bruh. Offer that $1 million to, I don't know, Gillian Wallow, right, of $1 million worth of game. You think they asking a second question? Man, hey, bro, what you need to promote? Offer that $1 million to Earn Your Leisure. You think, Earn Your Leisure, who has brought on scammers after scammers for $20,000 an episode, again, and Earn Your Leisure's, I ain't got no smoke with you, bro. All right? I ain't got no smoke with you, bro. It ain't no smoke. Listen, it's all love, homie. But y'all have brought on a lot of scammers, and you guys have charged those scammers like $20,000 for an interview. You think if somebody showed up with $1 million for Earn Your Leisure, they turn it down? Absolutely not. Right? Absolutely not. They're not even doing any type of research. But my problem is, listen, man, once it gets outed that this dude is a scammer, once the fans come in, bro, once he confessed, you now have to come out, show face, and do what's right. And PBD is not trying to do what's right. Yo, CoffeeZilla asked this man, bruh, yo, can you return the money? Man, PBD said, man, listen, man, that money got spent on my event. And then he tried to play in CoffeeZilla's face. Hey, Coffee, guess how much I've made from all my businesses in the last 10 years? Guess how much I've made? I made $0. CoffeeZilla said, man, I ain't trying to hear that, bruh. We know how you guys maneuver and operate to avoid taxes. Cut it out. PBD, it felt like he's so used to talking to people like Adam and on his podcast that he feels like CoffeeZilla is like as dumb as that. Man, CoffeeZilla ain't Adam, bro. Right? You could like flip and maneuver and twist and turn Adam Sosnick, but you cannot flip and turn CoffeeZilla. And CoffeeZilla essentially got PBD to admit he's not going to return the money, he's not going to apologize, and he ain't do a goddamn thing wrong.
What I mean by this, the $1 million is spent for an event. If we knew a second before the event, this is what's going on, of course we're taking a different position. But we didn't know, Stephen. It's that simple.
So it sounds to me, though, like you're like, hey, look, we spent the money on the event. Too bad, so sad to the people who lost all their money.
That's not what I'm saying. No, I sympathize with everybody. I've lost money. I don't get to where I'm at without having lost money many
Did
times.
you lose money with Chris Delgado?
I didn't invest to lose money. None. And by the way, Stephen, remember this part as well. That this is very important for you to share with your audience. Valuetainment got started since 2013. Okay, it's very important for you to know this. From 2013 till today, talk about we run a consulting firm. I have different companies that I'm running under my holding company. The Vault Conference, speaking fees that I get, everything that we do. How much money you think has gone in my personal pocket? Meaning, how much money you think every year I've taken off the table or I pay myself a salary from all my holding companies outside of the insurance company that I sold? What do you think the number is?
I don't see how this is relevant. You and I both know the way you structure your wealth for tax purposes is a wide variety of ways. So if you tell me it's $0, then it doesn't really
question, and I'm giving you the argument for this for you to know, because you said something, and I'm defending that position. Here's the position. Every year, no matter how much money the company makes, I've chosen to not take any money off the table. Meaning none of this money comes back in my pocket. 100% of the money is reinvested in what we're doing. I don't take an income. So it's not like I know to the public it seems like this is, well, you make the money. I didn't make the money. The money's in the business.
Yeah, but you own the business, though. You own the business, which has the money. But you and I both know. Look, I
PBD's logic is so flawed. That's like I'm running a pawn shop and somebody comes in with $1 million watch and they sell me this $1 million watch for $300. And the police officers come and say, hey, bro, you received stolen property. We need the $1 million watch back. And I say, sir, that $1 million watch didn't go into my personal bank account. It went to the business. I can't return the $1 million watch that I received in stolen property. And it returned to the business, sir. Man, don't put my ass in handcuffs so fast. They would drag me out of my pawn shop so fast. So PBD is telling CoffeeZilla, hey, listen, man, all right, I will return the money if the feds demand I return. But if the feds don't demand, man, I'm not returning the goddamn thing. That's essentially what he's saying. Hey, man, I'm talking to the feds right now. If they want me to return it, I'll return it. But if they don't got no requirements for it, man, don't expect me to return no $1 million. $1 million, man, I deliver the service he asked me to deliver. Right? I delivered everything he asked me to deliver. I'm not returning that money. But $1 million, like, is nothing to PBD. Like, didn't he sell his company for like $300 million? Right? Like, it's $1 million is like a drop in the bucket for him. So for him to like be holding on to this money and not trying to like relinquish it, especially, if he would have done this the minute he heard this dude was a scammer, this would have earned him so much favor, so much good press. But his response to this is just terrible. It's just horrible, bruh.
I have an S corp as well, Patrick, and I can play this game. Oh, I took X. I didn't choose to take this from the business. A lot of those are just accounting structural reasons, or hey, you're reinvesting it in the business because you expect to make more in the future.
Profits off the table.
To me,
every year, and most people pay them.
You gotta get to the point of, look, ultimately, the money that was paid to you, this is the critical thing that I just want to, kind of ask you very directly about. The money that was paid to you was not Chris's money, okay? If it was Chris's money, I would understand. It was other people's money.
I told you this at the beginning, Steve.
He had stolen the money. It's stolen money you have, or your business, David Consulting has.
There's a part of this that I shared with you respectfully. I said, I have to go through certain conversations I'm having with them, and you're jumping the gun. And I said to you, there are certain things I cannot talk to you about. This is one of them. The moment we get through where we're at, you're the first phone call we're making.
I'd love to be.
To address the one question to you.
Yeah.
If we knew any information before, I wouldn't hesitate to apologize. But we didn't.
But your due diligence failed, and you recognize that. That's what you would apologize for. I'm not saying you're apologizing for knowing it's a Ponzi scheme.
I will gladly. I've already said to you, I man up on the mistake that we have to do a better job with due diligence.
Right, but you're manning up on the mistake. You're manning up on, hey, we got to do better. But you're stopping short of saying, hey, I apologize for not doing better before.
You're fairly a reasonable guy.
I thought giving him money back would be the hard part. This man said, I'm not even apologizing. If you thought I was apologizing, but don't hold your breath. Cold, brother, man. Now, this is backfiring badly. Obviously, people on social media is responding back pretty angry to this, right? Like, you giving back the money is one thing. You not even, agreeing to apologize that you may have co-signed a scammer who may have scammed members of your audience. You not even apologizing for that is nuts. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this response? Did this response make you lose respect for PBD? If you're still watching and you want to watch another dope video, click on this video right here to find out why today was a very terrible day for Kevin Hart. Click the hype button below this video to send me a hype if you really want to support. I'm going to see you guys in this Kevin Hart video. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.